Hey all, I am back from beautiful sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. I've taken a week off. I feel so refreshed, Trenton. I think you can see the glow from my face, probably the beautiful tan that I had spending that time out on the trail, just kind of out in nature with my thoughts. Can you just tell?
Yeah, you're right.
You feel it coming at you?
You feel kind of radiant. I'm getting that. I'm getting the vibe. Thank you for leaving me here in the Chicago, in the better Chicagoland area with Brandon. It was 35 degrees yesterday, 60 degrees the day before. It was raining. My basement flooded a little bit.
Did it go? No.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
again. So yeah, we're doing great. While you were off vacationing and having a good time on the trail, I was getting screwed over at home. So.
It was rough getting home last night. Got in about midnight in Chicago and 34 degrees from 90. It was a bit of an adjustment, to say the least. All right, today for the blind, we have a bunch of 12-year-old bourbons that are kind of scattered abroad here on the bar top. Your mom came down and poured 5 of them. We usually do 4, but both Trenton and I were like, we're kind of living large tonight. It's 12-year bourbon now. Come on.
Well, that too, and I don't know about you. I haven't really had much to drink since, because when we usually film the night before when we do a video. So it's Thursday night right now. This will come out on Friday. Yep. Unless he goes on vacation, we have to record a week or 2 in advance. So I'm a little bit out of practice here.
Yeah, you are, and I wish I could say I didn't have much.
Of course.
I didn't have a lot, don't get me wrong, but I did miss a couple of days while I was on vacation. But, you know, Eric was right there close, our friend and patron. He was right there close. He had some things. I bought some things while we were down there. I had to try a couple things here and there. So, all right, whatever you do, right?
Yep.
That's what you're going to say.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I got you. I saw the corner of my eye. Whatever you do, don't miss tonight. We have a live stream tonight, our monthly live stream. Is going to be 10-year bourbon blind, hence the theme that we have today for today's show blind. 10-year bourbon blind. Kent and I is going to be up here trying to taste everything. We think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going out on a limb here, and I'm thinking Kent's going to be here. I just played golf league with him for 9 holes, and I forgot to ask him. You know how that goes. But Trenton now is going to be in charge of what we're tasting, and anytime that happens, it scares me to death.
Well, I have 9 or 10-year bourbons, and I'm really struggling with which ones to put in there. So usually when I struggle, I just toss everything in there.
Hey, do this. Put in the comments what you might want to see tonight, because Trent will kind of review them a little bit.
I will.
I might give you some more ideas, too.
Is that what you want, more ideas, so you have to taste more in the blind? We can make that happen.
Doesn't matter.
But should we get started with the 12?
Let's do it. Let's get on this and get it done, because I'm really looking forward to this. You had this idea to do 12 years since we're doing 10 year tonight, and I absolutely love the idea.
I want to bathe in it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's peanut buttery. It's wonderful. Oh, yeah. Just a little bit peanut buttery for me on the first whiff. What's kind of unique here, too, is all the proof points are kind of relatively in the same area, aren't they? It's like in the 90s to like a little over 100 or something like that.
And it's interesting, too, because I went through all the 12 years I had at home. We kind of meshed the collection of 12 years that we had. I don't think it's common for 12 years to really be in the echelon of like the 120s, 130s. Unless I know Knob Creek 12 did a cast strength version some odd years ago, 2015, 2016. I've been trying to find it because it's 120 proof. I've been trying to find it forever, and I just can't.
Some of those Elijah Craig bottles from a couple, 2-3 years ago had an actual 12-year age statement.
Which one was that?
Oh, there's a few over there. C921, see those 921s, or the C21s, but anyways.
Just like, to quote you,
I love
just rub it all over my body.
Yeah, it just feels like it just feels like you just walked into a distillery and you're going through the tour and you hit that first rick house.
Why does it taste like peanut butter? It really does. That's insane. And I think...
That's delicious.
I think I've tried most, if not all of these down here, with the exception of one, which I know for a fact is in here, just because we could see what it was all about. But wow.
That hit me with a huge Kentucky hug, Trenton. And I have to admit, I warmed up with a couple sips, so...
Are these all Kentucky?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to look at all of them.
You got a hug of some sort.
I got a hug. I'm telling you that right now. So I was a little surprised by that. it may be sipping a tiny bit hot then, but I thought the sip was delicious.
I saw a comment about the video we did last week, I think. It was about the boiled peanuts. And they were like, it's weird to hear it say like boiled peanuts and not boiled peanuts. Like with the southern accent. And when we went to this place, it was kind of a little tap house kind of a situation. And the guy asked if we wanted boiled peanuts, and we were like, a bowl of peanuts? And
I was just gonna say that. I was sitting there like a mule looking at a new gate, and I'm looking at him like, huh? What?
Yeah, we misheard it twice. It was a bowl of peanuts, but it was boiled peanuts.
He had to dumb it down for us.
Yeah.
Like a bowl. Well, like a bowl.
Like, no, they're boiled. I was like, oh, okay. That's weird. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, it is like a peanut butter sandwich with cherry preserves or jam or jelly or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Marinade? No. What?
Marinated?
No, when it's like a jam or a it starts with an M.
Marmalade?
Marmalade.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm looking at you like, you're God. Help me think of it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Okay. Off to a strong start with that one, I think.
Yeah. Unfortunately, B is a little bit weaker in the aromas. I mean, it's pretty good, though. It's pretty good.
It kind of smells like a carrot.
Are you sure?
Like a sweet carrot.
I gotta be like you and smell more things.
See, I get absolutely grilled all the time. When I go out to eat or when I drink something before I eat something, usually when I haven't had it before, or even when I do, I will smell it.
That's the gospel truth.
And
honestly, I actually would laugh at him even as a youngster, because no matter what it was, he'd smell it first.
Always.
It was the oddest thing.
That's how you get a really nice, refined nosing palate.
I don't think you did that intentionally for that. I just think you're a little bit.
No, when I was 7, I was smelling my Red Robin chicken tenders, fully knowing that we were going to do this as a hobby.
You had that premonition, didn't you?
I don't know what that means.
Probably a good thing.
It's pretty bready.
Yeah.
Like that oat nut bread from the Melville or whatever it is.
I'm getting a nice char note in there, like a toasted bread note.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of sweetness there. There's some tobacco in there.
It's more on the earthiness, kind of it's like a dirt. I wouldn't say like a manure, but more like a compost type of a vibe.
I kind of like it. It's a completely different animal than A. No question about that.
See, when I smell it, I get this like strawberry barley kind of a thing going on.
Barley's really good. No, like a light barley.
Toasted?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
These are solid so far.
Yeah, it's going to be tough already, I can tell you that. Okay, move on.
This smell, I'm getting like a cherry LaCroix. It's very faint. Very faint.
Never heard of a cherry LaCroix.
That didn't exist, but if it was one.
You would know. You would know. Yeah, there's definitely a cherry note in there. And I like it's kind of a little bit of a maple, like a brown sugar maple note in there.
So like a Luden's maple, mapley, a little bit of oak char barrel note.
Yeah. It's not strong though. It's not.
It's probably the faintest, but most
balanced. It's very well balanced and refined a little bit.
Balanced, and it's really like rich. It's now I said faint, but when I smell it again, I get a lot of really kind of light richness.
Okay.
Woohoo! There's no kick to that at all.
No, the arrival. When I first took the sip, I was like, and then pretty much it just fell flat. Not fell flat, but it just kind of really didn't deliver the excitement at the beginning of the sip didn't follow suit for the rest of it.
No,
for sure.
It's pretty even keel all the way through. And not to say that in a bad way, but I think that A and B have this finish that's a little bit more pronounced. Like, oh, I just drank this thing. I could sit with it and have some kind of an aftertaste for a while.
I'm still getting roughly the same notes that we got on the nose, Trenton. I got that cherry is coming through for sure. A little bit of that brown sugar, but it just is not. It just kind of falls a little bit flat going mid palate to the finish for me.
I don't know what this is. We don't know what any of these are. I think proof would help us quite a bit. Even like 5 proof. I'm not saying make this cast drink, and I wouldn't be mad about it. I don't. This is drinking to me like a 90 or a 92, 94 low. Yeah. You make this 100 proof, 105 proof if it's not already.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really solid.
Yep, that's a good point.
Wow, this is
good
really.
Point. All right,
I really like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wish there was a little bit more oomph there.
Yeah.
This would be a great, for somebody that doesn't like a higher proof kind of a spirit, this would be really good. I'm surprised I don't get more oak on this one because it is a 12 year.
Yeah, that's true.
And the low proof, that usually that oak kind of dominates a bit.
That's true.
Oh. Did you smell that?
Very little. It's all right.
What? No.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
That's a nice butterscotch maple explosion.
It's beautiful, really. I mean, this is like, dare we say, Trenton quintessential 12-year bourbon aromas.
You're calling this quintessential?
All the good stuff.
Really? And I don't drink a lot of stuff that I would consider. Well, I guess it's up for interpretation because your quintessential is a little different than mine. But I think this has got some really nice butterscotch, vanilla.
It does. Definitely.
Oh, what did I say? Butterscotch and maple? Vanilla?
Yeah, with the vanilla too. I'm having a little bit of a, I don't know. This could be interesting.
This smells exactly like what I would expect when I'm walking into a bakery or something that's producing some fresh, solid stuff.
This really, now the more I get into it, it's like you open a fresh can of Betty Crocker vanilla icing.
You lost me there, bro. I'm not doing that.
I'd eat that icing right out of the can, dude. Right out of the can. Put it between a couple of cinnamon graham crackers and build that frosting like that thick in the middle of them. Oh, you got yourself something going on right there.
You have to have a balance of the two flavors. It has to be
don't.
a 50. No, you're just using the graham cracker as a vehicle for the icing. Why don't you just eat the icing and screw the graham cracker?
I could do that too. I really could. And I have, unfortunately. We're going to bear all during this video. I have. But, yeah, my icing will exceed the graham cracker.
I would be very interested just to hear, because we are fortunate enough to have a larger audience, just to hear what people's like food vices are. Like, you're eating spoonfuls of icing, I'm eating a whole thing of cinnamon rolls in the afternoon.
I don't go to the grocery store. We don't have 3 cans of icing in the pantry upstairs, okay? I'm just saying I have done that, all right? That's all.
I would just love to read some comments. I really like it. For me, though, it's missing something.
Yeah, I take back what I said about quintessential, because that sip was not quintessential to me, not quintessential 12-year bourbon.
Pretty confectionery.
Yeah, it's
like powdered sugar, which sounds really good right now, actually. You take some biscuit dough, like Pillsbury biscuit dough, put that in some vegetable oil, and then toss it around some powdered sugar.
I'm getting a lot of sweetness there, Trenton, but I guess for me, I'm just not getting the depth with that beautiful oak that I like to see in the 12-year, and a little bit of that darker richness. It's not a bad sip. None of these are. That's for darn sure.
It is a sweet, mature oak. If you were to take an oak barrel and dust it in some powdered sugar and age this liquid in here, 100%, I feel like that's what you'd get. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually like it quite a bit. It's just a little bit more subdued for a 12-year than I would expect. For the oak, I think if there was a tad bit more oak, I'd kind of balance the sweetness out a bit. Slightly unbalanced, but.
Yep, that's well said.
What in the world?
That's
is that?
For me to go, just wave that glass in front of my nose and go, wow, that's so good. That's some beautiful aromas.
I don't know if it's just, I feel like
good.
I've been like overusing the cherry notes, but that's just kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that's
right now.
That's what you got. There's just, I have to think about this one. That's how complex for me the aromas are
A
here.
little tobacco.
There's a little tobacco, I think. There's a tiny bit of earthiness that supports the aromas. There's definitely some sweetness in there. I can get a trend. There's definitely some cherry in there that's just super nice too. I mean, this glass so far, the aromas has it all going on.
I get faint pine, like pine sap or like something like that. It's more on the bitter side of a syrupy type of a thing. But I mean, if this doesn't transfer, I'm gonna be pretty upset.
Oh, I know. I get you.
There she is. Wow. Okay. Well,
It's a nice aha moment, that's for sure. Everything we just spoke about for me on the aromas was right there in that sip. Really, really good stuff.
well, this is a first
Uh-oh.
because I have a 3-way tie
Oh boy.
and a 2-way tie for the last place. So,
I just have one to taste before I push out my first glass.
I'll be interested to see how you and Kent do tonight on your blind. Can't wait for the pizza. It's been a while since I had pizza. Well, I have pizza in the fridge right now since I've had JJ's pizza.
Mm-hmm. You did? You got something today?
Tomato bar.
Oh, tomato bar.
Yep.
That's
a little
good.
buffalo
That's pretty good
buffalo
too.
chicken pizza.
That's pretty good too.
Their crust is, I think, a little bit better than JJ's, but JJ's got that nice, like soft, pillowy.
If you missed it, for the folks that were in Arizona and we're at the meet and greet we had down there at Trevor's Liquor, thank you all for showing up. That was such a fun time. We had at least 40 or 50 people there.
Really?
It was really a great time. The pizza there, next time if you're ever around, if you come down sometime, legit. Real good stuff.
I thought about doing a pizza tour. So if you are living in an area and you have some of the best pizza that you think in the country, in the world, whatever, let me know in the comments because I might be taking a little weeks-long trip here. Michelle and I might be traveling a couple places. We'd like to kind of make that a part of the stop. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
We talked about...
You would, for sure.
We talked about doing a little SLB on the road type of a thing. We just travel and stuff, and I'm fortunate enough I can work from home. So I wouldn't have to take time off. We could travel, meet all you good folks, try some pizza.
I would love to do that. You get Kent and I on the road, and we never get from A to B. We'll be stuck in A.
Kent would just be following us on his motorcycle. All right.
All right, we got to keep it moving, buddy. And for me, I'm going to have to push out D as my number.
What? Dude, I'm pushing B out for my first one.
Oh, you're out of your mind. No way.
My pen died.
Get out of here. Use mine.
Shame. Sharpie, if you want to sponsor us, we have the S Gels 0.7 thickness. We'd love to. Yeah, good luck getting that bad boy to work. I already licked it. It didn't do anything.
Well, that's what the problem was. You licked it.
Did you just make it work?
It's already working. I just didn't work on it. You licked it. That was your problem.
All right, well.
It always throws a monkey wrench when you have 5. Thank you, sir. Instead of 4, because now I've got to really... That was definitely my first one out. All of them were really good, but the first one out was definitely going to be D.
I can honestly say with quite a bit of confidence that there's not one in here after tasting the last and this one that I wouldn't sit down and enjoy quite a bit.
All right. For me, next coming out trend is going to be C.
I'm pushing D out next. The only
Make
reason...
sure you mark which ones are which, because I'm not marking yours down. Trent's mom's not here tonight. She's babysitting your sister's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would be down here, but he likes to pee on me and growl at me sometimes for no reason. I've never heard of him.
He is like the nicest dog, but he'll either pee on Trent or growl at him. I'm not sure what's going on with that? That's something I think you need to figure out.
Maybe I'm just off-putting with my presence. I don't know. So my fourth place is D.
Okay.
I will say that my third place is C.
Okay. Wow. All right. Give me 1 second.
Got the plastic or whatever still on here.
My third place is going to be B.
I feel like a lot of times when we do 5, we have the weirdest initial, and then we always end up similar on the last 2 or 3.
Well, that is true, yeah. And it's kind of that way when we do barrel picks too. I mean, we can't argue. There's been very, very few that we've had sincere discussions about. Let's put it that way.
I feel bad. We just did a pick at 13th Colony. And
we did.
We got there. We ended up picking a rye as a hazmat rye.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we got that, Michelle, Kent, and myself and our good friend Kyle joined us. I think we're all rye lovers. And I mean, as soon as that hit our lips, I think we were ready to pack it up in the truck then and there. We would have taken it on the plane if they let us.
And you know me, poor me, right? The rye's not on top of my list, but it was exceptional. It was very good. But as soon as we were tasting a little bit of bourbon too, and I kind of wanted to stay in that area just for a bit, and then immediately there, that's it. We're going on to this rye. What are you gonna do?
I'm a bit on the bus here with this one.
Me too.
Because they are both so good. One to me is a little bit less, or a little bit more punchy, a little bit more oaky. The other one's a little bit more subdued, a little more comforting.
Yes.
Like
I love those
like getting swaddled when you're a little baby.
Are you getting swaddled by E?
No.
Wow. Now that does surprise me.
So
I would assume, I'm just trying to think ahead of what Trenton likes usually, and I normally can kind of get on his wavelength, but I guess today I'm not. I would have assumed you would want this one to be swaddling. And
E to me is more like being swaddled than in me jumping out of my crib after I got out of the swaddle. I did do that. I broke my arm. I jumped out of my own crib.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's tough. I jumped out of my crib. You had to tie Corey to his.
You've had too many sips here, sir. That's a whole long story we don't need to get into. My middle son, Corey, boy, I tell you what, he is the nicest guy now, is he not?
Oh, I love
He
Corey.
would do anything for anybody. He is so respectful, kind individual. Not the case when that boy was a kid, that's for sure.
Trust me though, if I could have been prevented from jumping out of my crib and breaking my arm, I would have, but that wasn't the case. I went full send out of that thing. I don't know which one I'm picking now though.
You keep talking stuff, I'm trying to concentrate.
Can we pick both? The more I taste, the more I'm leaning towards a different one.
All right, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to push out E next, Trenton. So E is second for me. I can sincerely keep tasting A and E and bouncing around with it. I have to make a decision. This probably video is up to 40 minutes by now. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put A as in my first place. That's what I'm going to do.
I was leaning that way anyways.
These two, though, fabulous.
So my first place is also the same.
Is it now?
It is.
Okay.
It's a little bit more swaddly material.
All right. Well, last time, since your mother's not here to read these off, I have a folded up copy that I have not looked at and you have not looked at.
Okay.
So we will go with your list because if my memory is correct, the last blind that we did on Friday, you went with my list.
Okay.
So,
hold on.
Read off to me. What are you doing?
You want a pretzel?
No. Well, one thing that you know right now is Trenton hasn't had dinner yet.
I have not. It's 8:30.
And that's a problem because I have in preparation for this blind. So you, my friend, are going to have to let me know what your last place is, and we'll go with yours.
My last place was B.
B. Get out of here. Really? Shame on you, sir. That's Wild Turkey 12 here. And then B for
Blinds
me.
don't lie.
B for me would have been in third place. All right, B would have been in third place.
Okay.
All right, go ahead from there, bud.
My fourth place was D.
D would be, and this is something I have never had. 1792 12 year would have been Trenton's fourth place, and D for me would have been my last place.
This was your last place.
That was my last place, and I thought all of these were good sips, but that indeed was my last place.
As you can tell, I've had this for quite a while. I just haven't had much of it at home, and I don't know that I've shared it with many folks too. It was collecting dust in the corner. I knew I had one. I just haven't really had the urge to kind of go find it and pour it. Not much out of here, but I've had this for probably a year or two.
I truly
96.
I've never had that ever.
Yeah, 96.6.
Very interesting.
I will say though, as much as I kind of dog on Wild Turkey, I'm surprised that this kind of went a little bit ahead of Wild Turkey there.
Sure.
Fluke? I don't know.
What do you got next? What's your third place?
C was my third place.
All right. That would be Pappy Van Winkle. Not Pappy Van Winkle.
What?
What is this called?
This
Van
was
Winkle.
C?
Van Winkle 12 year is C. C for me would have been in fourth place for me.
Wow, so it didn't really do all that well.
Which I think if you would go back to previous blinds, it really never has done that well for me. The 10 year has gone well for me, and the Pappy 15 year has done well for me in blinds.
So the
12 year is not.
The difference between the 10 and the 15, if you're currently unfamiliar, is that the 12 year is a lot B, so it's not technically a Pappy Van Winkle product, but it's 90.4 proof, so it's a little bit lower.
Okay.
And I think it comes from a different warehouse. I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, now I know what the two are left. This is I can't even remember what you had, but go ahead and give me. Actually, we had the same.
We did have
the same.
Yeah.
So what was our second place?
E.
E.
If that isn't what I think it is.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
Knob Creek 12 year, which honestly, folks, fabulous sip. I mean, wonderful. I mean, a great, great sip. How much is this, Trent, honestly?
It's gone up a bit. It's probably 65, 70 bucks. I'm learning, though, hopefully you can't see the pretzel particles on my tongue as I'm talking with my mouth open, that this is hard to find in some states. And that's just our Indiana ignorance here, because we don't have any. We could go in pretty much any liquor store and find this for 65, 70 bucks. And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is.
And this is a 1 year release, and this beat this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and which leaves us, which is right over here, I already know what it is, Trent. It's not, this is not rocket science, but Jack Daniel's 12 year, guys, took first place for both Trent and I. So this was first place for both Trent and I. This was second place for both him and I. We're a little wishy-washy on these other three, but, you know, this one really should have been kind of up here, I think, in Trent.
So take a mental note of these five. What was your situation on the last three?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
It was like this. Here. That was me.
Okay. That's not surprising. Well, I would have thought that this would have gone all the way for you, and this would have been second, third, fourth, fifth.
This is interesting conversation for me, these two.
Yeah.
This is just so good, Trenton. Let's face it. I mean, Jack Daniel's 12 year is such a great bottle.
Is this, what batch is this? 2? Oh, 1. Wow, this is the first one? Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think there's much of a difference between the batches.
I don't care to even try to find out. To be honest with you, I think they're all just great. So, all right, guys, that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there was a lot of frivolity up here, and we're joking around. And
where do you come up with these words? Vervolity?
What you need to do is read just a little bit.
I don't. I will say,
once in a while.
I do not read. I hate reading.
I need to have Robert Sheard talk to you. Next time he's around, Robert, next time you're around, take Trent to the side and just kind of, give him a little talking to.
Vervolity?
Frivolity.
It starts with a V or an F?
It's an F.
You just cut it, please. Oh, see you tonight, everyone.
Yeah, hey, if you think this was fun, wait till you see the live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Central Time. 8 p.m. Central Time. Don't miss it. Trenton's in charge of a bunch of 10 years, and Kent and I will have no idea what's
just for those shenanigans, you're getting 7 in the blind.
Oh, no. Bring plenty of pizza if that's the case. All right, as always, guys, please drink responsibly. See you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.